I'm in the Hollywood Hills, and this area is just absolutely gorgeous. It's the epitome of just elegant and high-end. So I'll be really curious to see who the client is today. Hello. Hi, I'm Tyler.
Joanna, nice to meet you.
Joanna. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so
Come on in.
Oh, it's great to meet you. Thank you for having me.
We'll go here. Awesome. I'm Joanna Krupa, and Tyler might or might not know me from magazine covers worldwide. I was named the sexiest swimsuit model in the world. My most recent was Dancing with the Stars and the Real Housewives of Miami. It's just an honor to have you here because I've heard so many great stories.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I'm very spiritual, you know, but I've never met somebody that is so on it. And Tyler seems like he's just the real deal.
My goal in kind of doing this is really just to help people. Fundamentally, I want to make sure that when you leave this experience that you know that you got something out of it.
Perfect.
And, you know, I always tell people I want to leave people better than I found them, and that's really my goal.
I do have family members that have passed on, but I don't want to give him pictures because I don't want them being mad at me that I'm bothering them, because who knows what they're doing? Maybe they're busy getting a spa treatment. I don't know. So I just want to see what he feels and what he brings in. And my husband, Roman, is watching because he's such a big part of my life. So I just wanted to share the experience with him.
So we'll kind of figure out where we're going to start. We'll probably end up doing a bit of a mix of people coming through and your personal life, but I'm just going to kind of go wherever we're guided and go from there.
Just wherever it takes you, take me.
Yes, definitely. There's a situation with a family situation I need to bring up. I have to figure out how I would word this. There was somebody in your family.
Okay.
I don't know how this comes through, but someone had their life taken away from them and did not pass away of natural causes. They actually had their life taken from them.
Oh God, you're gonna make me cry. This whole session's gonna be about crying. Why did I do my makeup? No, I'm kidding.
It's beautiful. Yeah, there's a whole thing there, but the acknowledgement is basically a feeling of resolve and resolution with this. What was the exact relation to that person?
That was my Uncle Marek, and he was married to my mom's sister. When Tyler mentioned that somebody passed by being killed, I mean, right away my uncle came into the picture.
When he comes through, he was a very strong man.
Yeah.
Very intense man,
yes,
is the way I would describe it.
Very intense.
So,
yeah, he was the uncle that you were scared to not say yes to. Yeah, he had his way, and he was a very good-looking man, very successful, but yeah, it was his way.
Right.
So it's interesting that he came in. Maybe he just wanted to show that his presence is still...
Right. Absolutely, and they'll oftentimes do that to kind of let other family members know as well, they're there.
It was great that his energy came through because it confirmed the fact that he still has a big part in our family because he was an amazing uncle. You know, anytime we went to visit him, he was full of energy. Does it come through how he was killed?
Well, the way this comes across is quick, fast, and the way that I would kind of communicate this is there's a feeling of, for one, some of the people that he was around, he regrets being around because he was actually not like them. And so there's a feeling of basically people who were only here for you for the right now and didn't ultimately really care. The
people, from what I was told by my cousin, is that he looked out the window in his kitchen and his dad was hanging on the tree. Basically he was hung.
Oh my God.
And the bad people that you're talking about were clients. He was an attorney.
Right.
And he lost the case.
I never heard about this story.
And supposedly they hung him on his backyard.
Wow.
And my cousin saw that. Honestly, the only people that would know how my uncle passed away is my closest family. Nobody else, none of the tabloids, nobody would even know how my uncle passed or if he passed. So that's something only Tyler obviously would know and does. So it was nice for him to come in. It really was a nice surprise. I will tell you, I was not expecting him to come in. I didn't even think about him when I knew Tyler was coming.
Oh, what would this be? Okay, I have a woman coming through that I want to bring up, but I do kind of get the feeling of this could be a grandmotherly type of an energy. And when she comes through, one of the things she's having me immediately highlight is she's referencing the lace. And when I see lace, that always references to a marriage and a congratulations about a marriage. The thing is that she's referencing to congratulations about this marriage that she wasn't able to actually physically attend, but was aware of in spirit. And from her perspective, it was important that there's an awareness that she knew that she was there when this wedding happened. But there's a congratulations with that. So I'm not really sure what that means, but does that make any sense?
Well, she wasn't here for my wedding yet.
Right.
She died of a heart attack. Her name was Christina.
Right.
My grandma, always had a huge part in my life, because when we first emigrated from Poland to Chicago, when I was 5 years old, during communist Poland, which was, very tough for people living in Poland at that time. So we basically escaped. My poor mother had like $200 in her pocket, pregnant with my sister Marta, and just a very tough beginnings we had. We basically moved in with her and my aunt. So she was, one of our best friends. We never looked at her as grandma. She was always the one that took care of us, made sure that we were happy. So when my grandma passed away, it was kind of like, oh wow, loved ones do go. The pain and suffering that goes on, you can't even imagine, especially with somebody that you're close with.
How long ago did you get married?
3 years ago.
Nice, congrats. Yeah. That's awesome.
It didn't even come to me till he brought it up that my grandma approves of my wedding, because I love my family, I love my grandma. So it was a nice surprise. And the first thing she said, hey, congratulations, I'm sorry I couldn't be there at your wedding, which obviously we miss her dearly, and she'll always be one of the most important people in my life. So the fact that she came through, that touched my heart.
Gosh, well,
thank you so much.
Yes. Oh, yes.
My whole family is very close. We can't imagine our life without one another. I wasn't born into a rich family, a famous family, so everything I've accomplished was on my own, and I would never change where I came from for anything in the world. I know, don't go!
Staying forever.
I think the place would be a better place if we all had a Tyler. It's really hard to find good human beings in life, and he's just special. He's just a very special person.
Well, I have a lot coming through right now, so I'll be really curious to see where all this fits. On that note, here we go. Hello.
I'm Nicole. Can I hug you?
You, Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole Sullivan. Tyler may recognize me from Mad TV, King of Queens, Blackish, and a new show called Disjointed on Netflix.
Oh my gosh, well, that's a moment of truth. I always like to ask clients before we do a reading if you've ever seen the show before, if you've ever had a reading done.
I've seen the show before.
Once
a ton. No, I'm fully obsessed.
Awesome.
The only reading I've ever gotten in my life was from a psychic at a carnival when I was 11 who told me I was going to be a runway model.
Wow.
That didn't pan out, did it? I'm a big fan. This morning I started getting that kind of nervous energy, like you're going to go on a first date with someone who's super cute. And I know he's young. It's not that. I'm not creepy. As far as Believer goes, I had an entire box full of VHS tapes of John Edwards crossing over that I had recorded off my VCR and then edited into my favorite episodes. So if that gives you any indication as to how much I'm into it, I just want to have lunch with John Edwards and Tyler together. Oh God, my head would explode from happiness.
I basically communicate what I see, hear, and feel, and I already have kind of a lot coming through that I'm gonna have to kind of navigate. The way that I kind of work also is sometimes with objects. So do you have any objects?
I do.
Awesome.
I have two here.
So we'll put them out kind of like here.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna kind of scribble for a second, and we'll just kind of see what naturally comes in, and we'll go from there, and then I'll hold on to the objects in just 1 minute.
My biggest fear coming into this is that all of my belief in him and this process would be dashed. Listen, I'm greedy, so I want to talk to like 17 people. Why can't I talk? But no, I understand I've got to sort of focus in to help him. So there's people that I would love to hear from. I'm being very cryptic, right? Because they don't ask you any questions. You don't say anything.
I feel like I have to talk about a situation where they're actually having me talk about kind of like the older family. They're having me talk about the situation of like battling something multiple times. It's being separated as like dealing with this 2 to 3 times.
Are you getting male or female on this?
This feels female to me.
Okay, good.
The way this comes across is I honestly feel exhausted by the time that I actually transition, because I feel like my body has just been battered and battered and battered, and it just kind of feels like almost a relief when I pass.
Exhausted is the right word for, yeah.
So, just without giving much away,
yeah.
Do you know who that would be connected to?
I believe so, yeah. It was a situation where they couldn't quite diagnose it.
Right.
So it was, we thought we're dealing with the actual problem, and it turns out we were not.
Exactly. Where are the 3 girls that you can think of connected to her?
Me, my mom, and my sister.
Okay.
It's a very small family.
Right, like
very
really
small.
tight-knit. Check, they're bringing the month of July pretty prominently, very strongly. Why would they be highlighting July?
That's her birthday.
Okay. They're having me talk about an annual thing with this, and they're having me talk about like sentimental, honorary, and there's
That's
this...
what that We also, every year, would go and visit them. We only saw them once a year.
Right, and so would it be around? Okay.
July.
I gotcha. It's coming through, honestly, more in a way of just like wanting to make sure family has had a sense of peace with, obviously, the misdiagnosis of this, the, coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and I'm at peace for all that I had to go through.
Oh. My grandmother and my grandfather had a dairy farm, so they worked every day of their lives. And so we only got to see them once a year when we go out to visit them in July. He says, why is July? And it's her birthday month. But I think more importantly, I think she was referring to the fact that we would come out there every year and just live on the farm with them, and it was amazing. It's so weird because to say that I can't believe it, I'm so shocked, I'm actually not that shocked, and I can believe it because I've seen him do his work so much that I know what he's capable of doing.
Yeah, so this is a really unique object, so I'm curious to see who it belonged to.
It belonged to my grandmother, Julia.
Wow, so it's an art piece?
Sure.
I love it. It could be many things. It could be a crown.
It could be a crown.
Look at that. That's happening.
Hello. Well, hello.
Like, hello.
Well, hello. I do have a question, and I don't know how to phrase it exactly. She thought at one point, before she passed, I was doing something and she thought I was making fun of her, and I wasn't.
Right.
It was a character I was doing, like an acting thing. And she thought I was making fun of her because of the illness she had.
Right.
But I just want her to know that I would never have made fun of her, and I wasn't.
Absolutely. I'm gonna scribble and kind of see what this is, and then we'll kind of see what comes through. Let me check. She do something. What is this? She's bringing me to her mouth for some reason. This is funny. I don't know what this is. I have to figure out. She's bringing me to it. She's laughing, like laughing. But she's bringing me to her mouth. I don't know why.
She had, oh my God. That was exactly what it was. She had what we thought was Bell's palsy, and so part of her mouth was drooped.
I see.
And I did a character on a television show where I talked out of the side of my mouth.
I see.
And it had nothing to do with her Bell's palsy.
Right. I know this sounds odd, she's doing this, and I'm hearing laughter in my head, but it's like female laughter, and I just need you to know that, like, it's her way of saying she understands, and clearly, she finds it funny.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Wow.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Like, what a beautiful
I'm
message.
glad she's laughing.
Absolutely.
I've been so stressed about that for so many years that, like, because by the time my mom told me, oh yeah, she thinks you were making fun of her, she was sort of already gone. So I tried to tell her, but I don't even know what she heard of that. And to hear her laughing, that's amazing.
I'm so glad.
Crazy.
Good.
This is crazy. I feel so much better. I feel lighter. I mean, I don't think she was like arms folded being mad at me. I didn't think that at all, but I just wanted her to know. And the fact that he said she was laughing, I was like, okay, she sees now it was all a joke, nothing to do with her. It's all good. My grandma laughing made me so happy.
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh, I just like a lot of years of stress about that.
Absolutely, and you can put it to rest.
Yay.
So wonderful to meet you.
So wonderful to meet
Seriously,
you.
thank you so much.
Oh my God.
I really feel
You are a gift, and I'm not just saying that selfishly because you were at my house today. I mean, when I watch your episodes, like what an opportunity you have to help people feel better, and I'm so grateful that you use it. Coming into this, I was like, lower your expectations. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to come through. He could be feeling someone from across the street. You don't know. Thank you.
Bye.
And I'm pleased that it was the opposite. I'm pleased to announce that my belief in him and what he does is stronger than ever. It was everything I wanted it to be. Everything I wanted it to be.